Hello and welcome to the All Night Gamers Podcast, episode 65. It's just Alex and I this week. Everybody's ditched us. So we're going to carry the torch by ourselves. But don't worry, we still got plenty of stuff to talk about. And Alex is the best one at complaining with me. And we've got a lot of things to complain about. So we're going to go with that.
Wrong.
Yeah. So hi, hello, hi. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the Lonely Show. We'll start out with Black Friday's coming up. We'll definitely talk about some of the hotter deals next week. Several things have already dropped, like Target's already shown their ads and stuff with some pretty good games for like $15-20. So be sure to tune in
GameStop's
next
got
week.
a pretty good deal right now, right? It's like
Buy two get one free on new
buy
games.
two, on new.
So
which
they're
I
like
ooh,
they're a couple weeks late on the buy two get one free thing because Amazon and Target have already done that, and Target's
but
actually
I like
stopping that.
I
But-
like it when they're not all doing it at the same time. Though.
Yeah, true. Might give me a reason to use my November $5 coupon.
Shame Pokemon won't be on it because I think it will be over by then. Because I might have done that. Buy both games, get something else for free.
Yeah, that would not be a bad deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, so tune in next week. We'll definitely talk about that. Xbox turns 20 today as of this recording. So happy 20th anniversary to Xbox.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, we gotta record today.
I saw the controller went up. Thought about it for a second. I don't need to be spending that kind of money. So, but it does look cool. The 20th anniversary gear.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, people were posting different Xboxes from earlier today from over the years. I still kind of like it's so ugly, but I like it. The Mountain Dew Xbox from when
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
from contest. I'm like, it's so ugly, but I kind of want one.
Yeah.
It just sticks out.
That and the it sucks they stopped that thing when they did the OG 360, like the faceplate thing they did for a second. They didn't do it very long, but
The OG, right? They could remove it like the 3DS, and you could.
yeah, and like there was like a Madden one, and like they shipped with like a green ring echo around the power button, but they didn't do that very long, which sucks because it was pretty cool. I'm always a fan of faceplates.
I wouldn't mind putting certain plates on the PS5, like black ones, to make it not.
A lot of companies were selling them for a while, including
I
like D-Brand,
know.
and then Sony was like, stop that.
Yeah, I remember like right around launch. The only way you can get it now is I think people do contest occasionally. But it will be like super special that it would stand out more than the white plates.
You could also probably buy it from like AliExpress or something, like China. Can't stop
True,
China.
I trust putting that on my PS5.
If it's a plastic shell, I don't mind. Started getting into hardware, then it gets sus. But if it's just plastic, GTA Trilogy came out and it sucks,
Oh,
dude.
boy.
It sucks. We were right the whole time. We were like, this is gonna be bad. We just know it's gonna be bad.
We were like, we have no faith. They can't, they won't move on from 5 because it makes so much money. Who says they'll make this good?
Yeah, dude, that
It's
photo you shared
actually-
made me so mad.
It's actually worse than my expectations. I kind of figured we get, at worst, just ports of the or just ports of the mobile version. This is kind of
Worse.
We took it further.
Yeah, we made it even worse than what we
And
thought.
still
Like,
kept the mobile controls.
um,
Oh,
yeah, so it's got the fourth worst Switch user review score, only behind Agony, Wordify, and FIFA 21 Legacy Edition. Which I don't think if you go lower than FIFA 21 Legacy Edition, there's like a black hole down there. Like I don't even know. It's even worse. The Xbox One version has 0.4. The user score on the Switch version is 0.5 out of 10.
how did you even?
How do you do this bad? I saw an article when I was looking up stuff about the GTA trilogy. Apparently it rains so hard in one of the games
I've seen
that the frame rate is unplayable.
And you can't see.
Yeah, dude, you can't see, and the game chugs like. Oh my god, how do you do this bad?
This is just, oh, it's so funny. I feel bad for the fans. They just wanted this one thing.
I bet it
That's
was
it.
super rushed. If I had to guess, they probably rushed the shit out of it to try to get like the holiday season this year instead of giving it the time that it actually needed. So
I included some
horrible.
other things on it. It's been pulled for PC.
Um, like it's wow off the. Is it on Steam
I
or
don't
is
think
it
so anymore. I think I've
like
heard
was
it
it
just
on
got.
Steam?
Yeah,
Like okay. Um, I
but
saw
this.
also that the you know about the hot coffee mod from back in the day. Yeah,
Yep.
those files were found on the game.
Yeah, that's one of the things the data miners that I have on there found. They also found all the missing music. It was just like commented it
Disabled.
out. Yeah,
That's so
and
stupid. That is so stupid.
you can see all the original dev notes. They didn't lock it down. They left it open.
That makes absolutely no sense.
So there was a modder talking. He was like, "I used to mod these games back in the day. I can't believe they and you couldn't view these back." Oh boy,
Well, back in the day, also the hot coffee mod, um,
was just a mod. I think.
it was it was you couldn't access it in the game, but it was in the code, and it
With
actually
the,
made that game change from a mature rating to an AO rating. So they had
yeah,
to redo it, take that out fully, and then re-release it to get an M rating. So I would imagine if they redid that again.
I think they printed a few with the AO rating,
Um,
like some copies.
They might have. I don't really know that much about it. My knowledge is going pretty much exclusively on Scott the Waz videos. Um, so take that as your source, I guess. But
I just
how do you fuck up this bad? Everybody was like,
you
just
rush it
you
and you
literally didn't even need to make it HD. People would have bought it without it.
they people on like PC would be myth, but like most people be like, hell yeah, if it
Yeah,
ran well and just looked
if it just
nice,
worked, if it
yeah,
just worked, yeah, it would be great.
and not $60. Like if you're not gonna do HD, don't.
Yeah, make it like $40 or something.
Yeah,
Um,
but it has to run, and they couldn't even get it to run.
This is the most pathetic thing yet. This is like
But I love the donut now.
this is it's literally the Cyberpunk 2077 of 2021. Um
No,
like it's
this
like
is
the
worse.
PlayStation Classic. It's worse than the PlayStation Classic. That was already a dumpster fire. This is
I
next
still
level
kind of want
horrible.
one.
How does a fucking top level AAA developer like Rockstar
They
put
don't care. My favorite image I've seen from this is someone went, "All right, they're gonna remaster the original Red Dead Redemption." And they had the original, and then they put a sim and a cowboy hat next to it. And went remastered.
horrible? This is so bad. So we'll see if the score manages to go lower. I don't really know how you make it go
Okay,
any lower.
lower. I was like, we'll see if it fixes. No, even if they fix all the problems with this, which they won't,
Oh,
because they're
the
like,
reviews are forever ruined. Just like
yeah,
Cyberpunk is forever ruined, even though they're like putting out updates and like it's probably going to be fine by the end of next year, like Cyberpunk,
it,
and
Cyberpunk will be okay. I don't see it getting to
it's
the
going to
point
be like a
of,
No Man's Sky situation. Like it launched way too early. It was a bag of shit when it launched, but now like a bunch of my friends are getting into it now because it's
yeah,
super. Like they fixed it. It's a really good game now. It's what it was
unless
when it what it. It's
what
what
it
it
should
was
have been when
supposed.
it
Yeah.
launched.
Yes. Now it is. So
Yeah,
like maybe next year they put out some basically a new game. Like you can't. Like I hesitate to call it a patch because you have to fucking fix everything. But I mean, you
No
could.
Man's Sky got kind of lucky as well. Like it was like one of the most hated things when it came out. But they've done well. They've made it cheap. They've given all the patches and updates and things to fix the game for free.
Yeah, I mean that's your only option. Either just like cut your losses and stop supporting it right now, or say you're gonna fix it and then hopefully in a couple years you can try to recoup some money off of it by, just making it saying it's
I
good now and then
I think Cyberpunk will get to it's fine. I don't see them putting constant money into it like No Man's Sky did to be like, all right, it's actually what it should have been this whole time.
yeah.
But maybe I'll be
Cyberpunk
wrong.
is actually the reason I did not pre-order this GTA thing because after being burned on that, I was like, No, like I'm
There's
sure Metroid Dread was gonna be good. That's why I pre-ordered it. I'm sure
there's
Pokemon's gonna
very
be at least
few
fine, so I'll pre-order that. But like after Cyberpunk, I'm a lot more hesitant on pre-ordering games.
there's very few companies I'm like, I trust your development
Yeah,
so much. I will
it
pre-order
was.
this.
Yeah, the only things I pre-ordered this year was like Metroid Dread, Resident Evil Village, Pokemon, and there might have been like one other game that's not coming to me right now, but
You,
very few and far between.
so you picked which Pokemon you're gonna get because you said you were
Yeah,
gonna decide
I
on
picked one.
which one.
I think I picked the wrong one. Because I saw the version exclusives after, and like there's still time to change it. You know, it's only
I don't
Monday.
know the
But
version exclusives. I
so
was gonna get Diamond no matter what.
yeah, so I saw the version. Well, I didn't actually make the wrong thing. There's a lot of like trade offs in the exclusives, but I saw that Ho-Oh was a version exclusive to Diamond, and I was like, oh
Ooh,
damn.
then I really
But
got the right one.
Magmar, is that the name?
Do you know there's only 4 fire types in the game?
Yeah, yeah. So
And you
Magmar
can't
is exclusive to Pearl, so I was like, okay, fine, I'll get
you
like
can't even get one till post game.
yeah. The fire type got its worst rep.
Flareon,
Yeah, its worst rep. Um,
you cannot get an Eevee till post game, which is so dumb. I hate that because Gen 4 introduced Glaceon and Leafeon, which are both pretty cool.
yeah,
But also Flareon's one of the few fire types in the game. So if you don't pick God, what's its first evolution? I know the last one. Chimchar. You're kind of screwed on not having a fire type.
yeah. And you know, like maybe it's just not this is not the generation to go with a fire type. I've heard that argument, which is fair. So, and I'm trying to go into this without a lot of negative opinions because I haven't replayed the OG Diamond and Pearl in a long time, and I did not I did not I as you know I don't have a very good opinion of this generation, so I'm trying to go in clean with the remake and see how it hits me now.
Yeah, fair.
And even though the fire type thing is a bit of a heartbreak, if the game is like just because it doesn't have a fire type doesn't mean it's going to be bad. Even though I'm a sucker for fire types, so we'll see. But yeah, I picked Pearl, so
Interesting.
I think I'm going to stick with it. Because like the Ho-Oh isn't even available until after the Hall of Fame. It's very slim chance I'm actually going to go that far in the game, much less keep playing after the Hall of Fame just to get a Ho-Oh. Like, as much as I love Gold and Silver, I don't think I'm going to play that much of the game just to get a Ho-Oh. Anyway, Doug Bowser came out and made a statement today, basically acknowledging that NSO sucks. He didn't say that, but he was responding to people's comments about like do they recognize how many people are upset about the expansion pack and like the value to content ratio is super bad.
Look, the best thing they could do right now is be like, we're not really going to take it down, but we are going to keep adding DLC packs.
He basically
go ahead and throw on a couple.
He gave the same answer that he's pretty much given since he took the position of CEO here, that they're always looking to improve and they take people's comments seriously and feedback seriously, and they're continuously and always working on making it better and improving the value of the deal and blah 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 CEO talk of how to improve their content. But he basically acknowledged that like, yeah, we know and we're working on it. Like we're always working on trying to make it better. Like we understand the opinions of everyone's.
Fix it, though. The big one, they could knock it down to Japan's price.
Japan gets it lower?
Yeah, it's cheaper.
By how much?
I don't remember, but I remember reading it's cheaper. So
but this was in a group of he also talked about they're always working. They've been working on Joy-Con drift pretty much since launch, so they're always trying to fix that. And I can't really tell if it's gotten better or people just have gotten less vocal about it. Because there's really nothing else to say about the issue, I guess. Um, but he also said like there was a third thing that he talked about. Um, oh yeah, the emulation quality. He also recognizes that people like a lot of the complaints come from the quality of N64 emulation, so they're working on that and adding more content, which obviously they are in some regards, but they're definitely behind the curve by a long shot on this.
Right.
And speaking of Nintendo, the Switch OLED put Nintendo back on the top of console sales in terms of units for October after being beaten out by the PS5 last month, which we predicted would be the case. We'll see how.
I did find the
you good?
price real quick. People acted like it's a lot cheaper. This isn't really as cheap. It's so for the single, it's 49,000 yen in Japan. Which, if you convert it, that's $42.
So $8.
Like direct conversion, but like the general conversions just make the 2 zeros at the end 0 like cents, and then that's your dollar amount. Which, if you do it that way,
that's
it would be
$49. Yeah,
that's the same price.
So yeah, it's not really that big of a difference, honestly.
Yeah.
For the amount of complaints there is.
Huge difference. People were like,
yeah, if it was like
like
$35 for a single plan or something.
It's not.
Yeah, no. And the NPD sales for October are out. Far Cry 6 did really well. I think the marketing on Ubisoft's end was really strong. I saw ads for that thing everywhere, bro. Even on football games, which is weird. So
I'm just not interested in Far Cry.
One of my coworkers got it, and he said like, I don't take it serious. I got it because it's like a turn my brain off kind of game and just like mess around.
That's fair.
Which fair enough. But I've gotten him to stop playing Far Cry as much to beat Spider-Man. He got a PS5 recently.
Ooh.
He was the guy I was talking about who was mad he couldn't get one when you got one, like on your first shot or whatever.
And then you told him how I got it, right?
No, he kept trying with Walmart.
No.
He got one, and then he had to cancel it because he shipped it to an address that he doesn't have access to anymore. So he had to cancel it because Walmart doesn't let you change your address for some stupid reason.
They're like,
they're like, you could cancel it and reorder it. They told him to do that. That's not exactly how that works.
With this limited item, I will. Yeah, Walmart. I know Walmart does that, and I'm like, man.
So he tried again like a week later at Walmart and got it at that time. But yeah, so Far Cry 6 took the top spot in the sales. Metroid Dread came in at 3 physical only, and Mario Party Superstars came in at 8 physical only. So
Metroid Dread sold like almost 900,000 or something like that, which is incredible.
Yeah, which is really, really good. So I'm sure it would have gotten second, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember what second was. I lost the NPD sales.
Do you see some of the people though about Metroid? Where
So yeah, Far Cry 6 at the top, Back for Blood with at number 2. Demon Slayer, yeah. I mean, a lot of people were excited for that game. I haven't gotten a chance to play it yet.
I wouldn't have expected number 2.
I mean, I would have. It was hyped pretty big, and there's a ton of fans of Left 4 Dead in general. So
I got what I was gonna say though.
What?
There have been all over Twitter and Reddit and social media. People are like, so Metroid Dread, the series Metroid, is named after Metroidvanias, right?
Yeah.
No. Not Metroidvanias are named after Metroid and Castlevania.
Metroid was named after Metroidvania.
Yes.
Then who coined Metroidvania? What the hell does that mean if Metroid doesn't exist?
Exactly. I'm like, please stop. This actually hurts me.
Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles. That's a long name.
What?
That came in at number 5. I'm going over the new ones.
The name sounds familiar, though.
Guardians of the Galaxy came in at 7. Mario Party Superstars at 8. And NHL 22 at 9.
I've heard good things about the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Like
Yeah,
enough for me to be like, I kind of want it.
at least it
Not
wasn't
on, not
Avengers.
full price, but on sale because I'm like, sometimes people are wrong.
Yeah. Um, so shocking that Far Cry 6 got there, but then again, they did put a ton of marketing into that game.
Yeah,
So
right.
that guy even now is kind of like on the up and up in terms of like popularity. The actor that
The main villain. They were
yeah the
promoting him like crazy.
now he's like popular on the internet. Like he's just doing other stuff now. Like people just like are
I
generally
know
interested in what he's
him.
doing.
He's been a villain in a lot of things. He's villain in Mandalorian. He's a villain in something else. Um, but I don't remember his name right now. But I did see him and went, I know him. It always surprises me to see bigger actors in video games, but a lot of my problems is they usually are like, I'm here for a paycheck. I like it when they're actually like, I'm here because I want to be.
Yeah. Um, and yeah, so let's. I guess we're heading to a really short collector's corner this week. Why don't you start us off?
Okay. I ordered Young Justice Legacy for the PS3. And it's supposed to be here today, but it's not. I don't know where it is.
In the void that is the Postal Service.
Right? I own the game on Steam, and I can't buy the deal with all the DLC on Steam, but I was like, I want a physical copy. Fortunately, it's been sold, like, because of the rights, they can't sell the digital stuff on the PS3, like all the DLC anymore, so I won't have the DLC on the PS3.
That's weird.
Um,
I mean, sometimes
I
I've
mean,
bought physical games not because I want to play the physical copy. I just want to
just to have
have the
it.
physical copy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It said new in box, I was like, ooh.
Yeah, sure. Take it.
Let's see. Did I? Part of me is like, I did play something, so maybe I did, but I'm not sure. I set up my 3DS, and I did play a little of Samus Returns, but not much. I the 3DS control scheme just a little annoys me with the Samus Returns.
um,
I don't hate it. I just would rather play it on a console.
yeah. Also, it's kind of hard to go back to the 3DS right now in general because
Yeah.
it's in that span of time that's like not quite retro yet, but not old, but not new. It's just like last gen. No one ever cares about last gen. Not like multiple gens ago, but now.
I gotta set up. I bought a 3DS like card, SD card 2 months ago. Like the biggest size you can get the 3DS to accept without modding, and it's still just sitting in the wrapper.
That sounds like something I'd do.
I'm like, I need this, and I actually do because I can't download a ton of games on my store because it was like, you're out of space. I'm like, oh no.
That's hard to do on a 3DS.
Not that hard when you own a lot of digital size games.
Yeah, true. Anything
It
else?
was I'm trying to think on that, but it was easier not to fill up my 3DS when everything was physically available. But now none of it's physically available, so if I want it, I gotta either spend a lot more than it's worth or buy it digitally.
I saw this week. Um, I cannot believe the price of Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire
Right?
right now.
I saw the original Diamond on GameStop yesterday, going for over $100 or something like
Yeah. Well, I
that.
mean, I like we already know about like the old Pokemon games. Like those
Yeah.
are through
How
the
much is
roof.
Alpha Cipher?
Usually, like I saw like $50 to $70, anywhere between there.
No,
Like for
it's not worth
real,
that.
I know, right? Like
That's kind of
it's
why
one of the better recent remakes, but like
that's the part of me that's like I have to get the Pokemon game because if I want it in the future, it will be
it's gonna be so
way
expensive.
too much.
Yeah.
There's definitely a part of me that's like, yeah,
But yeah, the old Pokemon games, no question, especially around the Gen 3, Gen 4 Gen 5. Those are like really expensive right now.
Gen 5's gone crazy up because there aren't as many that were sold. At least for Black and White 2 is like crazy up there. Heart Gold, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Especially if you want the Pokewalker, that makes sense.
Yeah. But
Did I play something?
did you?
I don't know. Probably something on the PS5 a little bit, but not like enough to be like, yeah, I actually played something this week. Like if I play, I prefer to play in like lots of hours. So
Yeah,
I
like
must
put in
not,
a long session. Yeah, I feel
yeah,
that.
so I must not have played anything long.
All right. Well, let's see. More Animal Crossing. I planted tomatoes and wheat and got it and cooked some stuff. That was pretty cool. But I haven't played the past couple of days, so I don't know if I'm gonna go back again or
It's weird to
not.
hear Animal Crossing has farm stuff.
Yeah, that's how strongly addicted I am to farming mechanics because I went back to Animal Crossing just to try out the farming mechanic. Although it's super simple, like you don't like they're not gonna die if you don't water them. It's just gonna grow slower.
That's nice.
Like if you water them, they produce fruit much quicker. So yeah, I made like bread and tomato curry. It makes it really easy gifts for villagers. Also got Brewster. Had a cup of coffee with KK.
Nice.
And I've blown like 80% of my savings I had from like the last big week that we played when we all went in on the stock market. And I made like 4 million bells or something. I burned like 80% of that just upgrading my house all the way because I want to get the ABD.
I don't even have a million bells. So
It's like 500,000 for the first storage upgrade, and then 700,000, and then 900,000.
Yeah, I didn't do the big
stock market
turnip things.
Yeah,
I would get a few, but I'm like, I don't play enough to remember to.
Yeah, I filled up like a whole
back.
room in my house. I filled up my whole upstairs with turnips to sell.
Yeah.
So I made a ton of money on that.
That was so funny. There was just a stream of you and Cooper running back and forth.
Yeah. A lot of Apex Legends. New season is the best season in a long time.
I actually did touch Apex this week. For
really?
A little bit. Yeah, I didn't play anything, but Twitch had skins and backgrounds and gun skins right now for Prime, so I made sure to get all that.
It's whack, dude. I'm picking
and then
up.
I looked through the season.
Like I'm actively picking up shotguns almost every game.
Ooh,
which is weird.
I
like the Peacekeeper. They fixed it, and the Mastiff is pretty decent now as well. It's got a new hop up called Dual Shell, which lets you load 2 bullets at a time. So like the Mastiff, you have to load 1 shotgun shell at a time, so it's really slow. But Dual Shell lets you do 2 at a time. They also added that on the 30-30. The 30-30 is incredible. I'm sure you weren't expecting that. I've been using that a lot too. I've been doing a lot of 30-30 Peacekeeper combos, which if you were playing in season 9 would have sounded disgusting. But now like it's just hitting right now. It's hitting really good
for this season, and then they're gonna throw it all in the crate.
Probably, yeah.
Everybody gets a Mozambique, and that's it.
I really just want the alternator out of the crate again. Using the Volt or the R99 feels wrong. Like I want the alternator back. But yeah, it's really good. It's the best season since like
your gun good and then put it in the box.
It's the best season since like 5 or 7 IMO. It's really good. I've been having a lot of fun playing that. Picked up Super Mario RPG again yesterday on a whim. Finally beat those stupid ass Axum Rangers. 3rd attempt. Beat them. And then I beat the big sword guy. I learned about the glitch you can do with the sword guy, so that was a quick fight.
Oh, good. I was wondering if you were using glitches or like strats to avoid doing fights or stuff like that.
I just happened to catch it while looking up what rock candy does. I happened to notice like they talked about the thing where if you use Geno Whirl after breaking one of the eyes, it just does 9,999 damage.
Yep.
So it did that. I'm currently in the factory marching along I'm close to the end of the game. So
good.
Not far off from beating it. Probably this week. I'm trying to beat it before Pokemon comes out, so I can say I finally beat something. Um, let's see.
I
A
realized
little more Stardew
recently.
Valley, hand in hand with Animal Crossing. What?
I realized recently I haven't beaten anything in like a month, and before that I hadn't beaten anything in like a month. And part of me is like, how did he get to this point? I was doing really well.
College. That's what happened.
I guess, but I beat like 20 something games and then I've just stopped beating things this year and it's weird.
Yeah. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, the Zelda Game and Watch. I played that a little bit. Um,
Oh yeah, I
put
picked
it
up
through the ropes.
Cameron's.
Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end of the show. And I got another pack of Animal Crossing cards in, and I got all my trades in from Reddit. They all went successful, which was really nice.
Good. How many
I
are you
am
missing?
I'm missing like maybe one regular card. I might have them all. I have not looked yet. I've been lazy. But I was mad. I got another Wisp special in the pack I got, which I already had, which sucks. But I
Yeah, that
traded a second. I had two Gullivers. I traded one for a Sahara. And then I traded some extra. Like I had like a couple Chabwicks and another Ace and Pitry and some others. I don't know. So I ended up with Sid, Chunchang, Rio, and Roswell, which is pretty cool. So I think I have all the regulars. If I don't, I'm missing like one, but it's mostly just the specials, which is cool. So, um, and I think that's it. Um, do you have anything for Faye to carry the torch, or are we just gonna skip
I
that?
can do it. Yeah, I was. We're just gonna talk about the new units. All right, so they announced a new banner last night to promote one of their original characters getting an ascendant. But so they're adding Volk, Astrid, Marcia, and Tanith from Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, the GameCube game that cost over $100. That makes
Yeah,
me cry.
biggie
Or
expensive.
$200 makes me cry every time I look it up. And then they announced Ascended Lejarn um, for the big Tempest Trial event. I'm not.
Okay
So
then,
I'm not
that
really
we'll take
sure.
it. PlayStation 5 is officially 1 year old as of this recording.
Woo! And
Been there since day one,
Grant and I
fam.
are the only people who have one. Every other one has been sold to scalpers.
I think it's a pretty good. I think it's a pretty good first year. Very, 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 very bummed that I have to wait until next spring to get Gran Turismo 7. But even without that, I think it's an impressive first year. I had a lot of fun with both the Spider-Man games.
They
It
had a
was
lot of games, but I want to see what's coming up
yeah.
next year.
My my
Yeah.
my first thing on the list is GT7. Give it to me. Put it in my face. I want it a lot. Also, I really enjoyed getting to play a lot of PS4 games I missed out on.
True.
Especially God of War.
One kind
Um,
of kills me though. Uh, it's still that Spider-Man 2 release date. It hurts me
yeah.
because we got Spider-Man 1, the DLC. Miles came out fast. I just kind of wish they had DLC for Miles to make the wait not as bad.
Yeah, but
Because
I trust
what
them,
it
being
it
conservative. I'd rather them be conservative up front instead of say that they're going to do something earlier than end up
and
delaying
delayed.
it or something like that. I just
I'm
rather.
just worried it's gonna get delayed anyways. It's 2023. Up, delayed like everything else.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
As long as it doesn't end up like Bayonetta or Metroid Prime 4, I'm sure it'll be fine.
No, I'm okay with Metroid Prime 4 if they're honest about it, like
Yeah.
Nintendo was.
But not Bayonetta 3. That's fine. 3 years.
We're working on it.
At least they
I-
finally came out with something now. It's hard to complain about it now that they finally came out
Can
with
I
something.
see it?
No. No. Sony is cutting PS5 production outlook due to component snags. This is from Bloomberg, and this makes sense because everybody's having issues with it. Nintendo already said they're cutting production by 25%, so
I
Sony's
want to
doing the
say
same. Xbox probably is going to follow suit.
Someone said it's like 16% or something for, because it's like from 16 million to 15 sold or something.
Which isn't that big, I guess. Only 1 million out of 16, but that still
True, but
definitely sucks for
also
sales.
two actual people, uh, you're not gonna see it unless you're working hard to, like, fighting everything.
Yeah. Um, and actually, speaking of Xbox, I saw this that there's only one store in Kentucky in its entirety, the state of Kentucky, that was going to have Xbox Halo Infinite versions. So people were camping out this one Best Buy in Kentucky that was the only place in Kentucky that was
For
going to
the
have these
first
Xboxes.
person in line who's gonna get it.
Yeah. So I saw that. Like, what a true. Like, there was like tents all over that Best Buy, which is nuts.
Reminds me of a donut shop opened in downtown here, and they
Oh
were
yeah,
like,
the Krispy
"You're
Kreme. Yeah, the
first
first
in
like.
line." So the guy waited like a week, but if you were first in line, um, you got free donuts for a year,
Yeah.
as many as you wanted. So someone offered him like $10,000, and he was like, "No, dude, I would have
Take the
taken the money."
10,000. Take $10,000. Get a dozen a week, and then keep the remaining $9,800 or whatever the hell. Donuts are
Right?
not that expensive. Like, or maybe like at worst, keep the $9,000 and then spend $1,000 on donuts if you can even eat that many. You freak.
I
Um.
would have sold my spot. I'm
Yeah.
not,
Oh yeah. No. Take. Yeah. I'll take ten
but
thousand
I'm also
dollars.
not a donut person. I like them, but I can't eat like tons and tons of them without being like, no,
I'm gonna throw
I'm
up.
good
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Like if you can eat $10,000 worth of donuts in a year, and nonetheless, if you and everybody you know combined could eat $10,000 worth of Krispy Kreme donuts in a year, I would thoroughly be impressed. I would apologize fully. I don't think like. I mean, I guess we do live in America, so I wouldn't be all that surprised. But that's a lot of freaking donuts, man. That's a
Even if
lot of
I shared
donuts.
with everybody I knew, it'd be more like I can get to $10,000, if I start donating it to like
Yeah,
charity
if I just start giving it to
organizations.
people, like if I just start
Yeah,
giving it away. Um,
not by not by myself, and not just with my friends. I couldn't hit that number. Just give me the money.
yeah. Um, I saw some videos of these groups of friends going to like Longhorn Steakhouse or something. There was like the roll challenge. So like you and like a bunch of friends pull up and you try to see how many rolls you can eat. They had like 6 people at one of them, and it was like they got to like 90 something rolls, which is like nauseating because
Ugh.
even if you had 12 people, that's still like 6. So you're eating like 12 rolls a
Ugh.
person. Or no, you're probably eating
Cameron could do it, like
probably
by
eating closer to
himself.
like what, 18 rolls a person, something like that.
So 6 times 16 gets you about 100. So it's
So
something.
about like 15 to 16 rolls per
Yeah. Well,
person.
15 times 6 is 90. So by
Yeah, so
so
like a couple people would have to eat an extra one, but that is nauseating. Um,
it's too many rolls. I would no.
Marvel's Avengers Spider-Man exclusive reveal trailer. Is Spider-Man coming to the game?
It is exclusively on PlayStation.
Gross,
We
but
knew
double
this months
gross.
ago, but I'm surprised it's only happening now because we already knew he'd be in the game on PlayStation exclusively.
Who
But it
knows?
doesn't matter because the game's bad.
Yeah, who cares? Steam Deck got delayed by 2 months. Big shocker there. So I guess you're lucky if you manage to get one
We're
quarter 1
gonna
of next
put
year.
we're gonna put a new console that we've never dealt with before during the biggest problem of stock issues of all time.
Yeah, the biggest chip shortage in the history of chips.
And we'll be fine. Delayed by 2 months.
At least it's only 2 months. It could be worse.
It can still be worse.
Um, Among Us Cross A Arcane brings new League of Legends Cosmic Cube. Ew, dude. League of Legends?
Yep.
And
Costumes,
Among Us?
Yep.
That's horrible. Get that out of this fucking podcast. Activision Blizzard is no longer the most valuable gaming company in the U.S. This is what you get for abusing women. And abusing workers in general. Abusing people,
BlizzCon is down this week. They're no longer number one. We're making good progress.
So who's the number one company now?
I don't know. I just know.
My money's on EA. Or Ubisoft.
Gaming company? Alright, let's find out.
Most valuable gaming company. It'd have to be like EA or
Right. It was Blizzard. Let's see if we can find
2K.
Oh, no. This is worse.
What? Hit me.
Are you ready?
Epic.
Alright. No. I don't know if I can say this seriously.
What is it?
Roblox.
Oh my god, for real?
Yes. That's what all the top stories say. They all say Roblox overtakes Activision Blizzard.
Bro, I guess I gotta try out Roblox. I think it's time for me to officially try Roblox.
You gotta spend $1 to get the iconic oof sound.
That's $1, the oof sound?
After they got sued, we talked about this. They lost like the rights, so they had to sell it for $1.
Damn. Wow, I can't believe that, bro. That sucks, bro.
I was like, oh, I wonder who.
Again, this is what you get for abusing people. You lose to Roblox. You lose to literally children.
Lost to Roblox. Oh, I don't even know what to say.
That's just horrible. Twitch is now available on the Nintendo Switch as a downloadable app. I don't know why you would use it. Alex says it's bad. We were talking about it before the show.
I haven't used it, but everyone's like, you can't have the chat and the video open at the same time. I'm like, you can.
Why wouldn't you just put like the mobile version on there? You could do that on the mobile version.
You can get rid of that on PC version by just opening the video. The Switch is like, nope.
Yeah.
Gone.
Okay.
I was gonna comment one more thing though. Roblox is in the lead because they didn't abuse women.
They did what?
Didn't abuse women.
Oh yeah, they didn't. Yeah, didn't abuse their workers.
That's how they got in the lead.
It's really that easy, folks. Just don't do that.
And you too can be like Roblox.
Oh, what an inspiring story. Slow and steady wins the race. Everybody forgets that part of the story where the hare beat his wife and then got drunk. Everybody forgets that story. Nintendo uploads English and Spanish version of Penny's song from WarioWare Get It Together. The Spanish localized version of the song was created by Nintendo for all the WarioWare fans who enjoy playing this game in Spanish, but this version is not included in the game. Why wouldn't they put it in the game?
I don't know, but they uploaded it to their YouTube channel. It's like,
cool.
So you made it and then
didn't put it in the game. And just like, just put it on our YouTube channel. I'll be fine. Subscribe.
I read the description and I was like, wait, what? Why would you?
Horrible.
Here you go. Why'd you spend money on this? Put it in the thing that costs money. I don't get it.
Me neither. All right. Rumor roundup before we finish.
I do want to comment one thing. It is cool they released it though. I'm glad.
Yeah, I mean, better that they did it than to not do it. But you'd think if they were gonna make all the effort of, getting their voice lines recorded and everything.
Usually, if you hear like the song's gonna be lost for time unless something happens, it's because usually something happened with the band or rights or something. This is just we didn't include it. Why?
It would literally be like adding a file and changing a line that says like if Spanish play Spanish version.
Probably a little more complicated, but that, yeah, you're
But
about
like, it
right.
couldn't be that much more complicated, right?
Yeah,
It's the soundtrack.
yeah.
like
You already have it coded.
like you already have everything else coded based on the language you select. So like,
I don't get it.
replace
It's
the
cool they
English
released
version and
it.
the Spanish selection with the Spanish version.
Glad they released it. I don't get why they didn't put it in the game though.
Confusing for sure. Um, okay, so a couple rumors before we finish out here. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is rumored to be a timed exclusive with eventually coming to PS4 and
I will
PC.
only believe it when it actually happens. This is one of those ones that was in the what was the big leak earlier this year?
Oh, the GeForce Now.
GeoForce. Yeah. But that leak also says Mario and Rabbids is the Starship one or whatever it's called. Because it's not Kingdom Battle, but I don't remember the second one's name.
Me neither. I know nothing about that.
Mario and Rabbids 2 is coming to PC according to that leak, and we both know that's not true.
So this actually was from some guy that tweeted. He said in Shin Megami Tensei 5.u project file, it has a data type listed as target platforms with potential values of PS4, Switch, and Windows. I mean, it could totally be made up. It's literally a screenshot of some, like C++ or something.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. It might happen. I'll be a little surprised. Atlas usually likes to stay with the company they worked with, and they announced this at the freaking launch of the Switch.
Yeah.
Like, if it happens, okay, it happened, but I'm on the I just kind of don't believe it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Halo Infinite multiplayer dropped today. I had to miss out. I think a bunch of my friends are trying it out tonight, but I told them I had to miss because of recording this very episode of the show. But I will definitely, I will definitely have tried it by next week. So follow up on that. But it is available right now for you to go play.
It has microtransactions, right? Something like that. Something. There was rumors about something bad in the game. I don't remember what it was though.
I haven't heard anything besides the fact that it dropped today.
I'm trying to think of rumors here, but I don't remember much about Halo.
Yeah, me neither. Xbox quote is definitely making a new 1 versus 100.
I actually think this is bad. I was gonna say good, but no, bad.
Why do you think it's bad?
I don't know. I just think there's kind of too many.
Fair enough.
Joking though, but like
Xbox does like to make way too many of a series.
It's kind of to the point. Like the battle royale is cool, but I want to see more original ideas. They're all kind of like, we made a shooter. Apex is cool, and Fortnite's got Minecraft, but they're all just like, I just want to kind of see something different with it. Something.
Yeah, well, that's the reason I like Apex, because it's more than just like shooting and healing. Like there's like abilities and stuff.
They wouldn't do it because they hate online, but I'd kind of be interested in how Nintendo would take it. Just based on their take of shooters in general, because they were like, we're not doing a traditional shooter, we're doing Splatoon.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
I kind of expect this to be tied into one of their franchises, though.
Probably.
Which makes sense, but I don't know what franchise would work.
I don't know. I definitely couldn't answer that. And some Black Friday rules for GameStop leaked early. I couldn't find the thing I found, but I'm going to go off of what I remember. So they said, like, of the stock of, like, games and consoles that they're getting, they have to reserve at least 40% of the total inventory they receive for Black Friday week for, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or like Friday, like each of the big Black Friday days, like maybe Thursday, Friday,
that's high.
Saturday. They have to reserve 40% of it for those 3 days. And then out of that 40%, they can't. So it might be Thursday through Sunday. They can't sell more than 25% of that 40% per day. So they have to keep 40% of the stock for the Black Friday days, and then of that 40%, they can only sell a quarter of it per day. So basically, 10% of their total inventory they're receiving for the week will be sold on each day from like Thursday to Sunday or something. That's the most they're allowed to put out to sell.
I hate leaving up on Black Friday, but part of me wants to check out what they've got if they're enforcing such.
It's mostly just like PS5, Series X, Switch OLED. Yeah, like it's not like a bunch of games. Like I'm sure they're not going to struggle on game stock, but like
games are.
It's the hardware. No, it's like the hardware.
Are they going to pull that collection of old games and sell them?
Like it might be maybe Pokemon physical copies that might sell out. I don't know, other games that are racing around right now.
Yeah, Pokemon. No, I was like, I might need to pre-order it. Part of me's like, I only have cash. And I'm still arguing if I want it or not.
I didn't think I wanted it, but I whenever I think of Thanksgiving and Christmas, one of the things I always think about is Pokemon. So like,
I actually agree with that. Like at least November, fall, Pokemon.
And if I didn't get as much time off as I am getting for the holidays, I probably wouldn't. But since I'm getting so much time off, I figured, why not, keep the train rolling. So I'm also way less critical of a lot of the newer Pokemon games than most people. Like I genuinely enjoyed a lot of Shield when most people didn't really like that game, and like Let's Go, I was a big fan of that when people thought it was just baby BS.
I kind of wish we were in Let's Go's art style though.
Yeah, I mean
this will probably run better, but like I don't know. Let's Go, I kind of liked its art style. I liked how the Pokemon that followed you look in Let's Go, and I've seen a lot of from leak stuff, how Pokemon look following you in the new one, and Rayquaza's like a baby worm, and I'm like, what you do?
I mean, I guess it just comes with the art style.
Can we go back to Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where it was like, if it's giant behind you?
Yeah. So yeah, that's some very, very complicated rules for Black Friday. Like
you started going over me, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, I hit you with the 25% of 40%. Like what? How the hell are these minimum wage employees at GameStop forced to work on Thanksgiving gonna do that math? Like it's not that complicated if you do math, but like most people don't. Like, so
we're getting 4 PS5s. You can sell one a day. But that's gonna be
so I'll put numbers on it. If they got 10 PS5s, they have to keep 4 for Black Friday, and they can sell one a day between Thursday and Sunday if they got 10. So that's how the numbers work. So for their hardware, they have to do that. I feel
so bad for the employees on that Thursday.
They probably give them a sheet. I'm sure and like you gotta.
When they've got 4 PS5s and the second person in line is going to be like, you just sold them a PS5. Well, we can't sell you one.
We only had one.
Come back tomorrow. Maybe we'll have more.
Yeah. I would hate to be that employee. One, dealing with the people that's like, look, I saw the leak online. I know you have more back there. And then also just like having to say no to like 700 people.
Also, it's Black Friday when people are at their craziest.
Aggressive, yeah. They're like aggressive about buying things. Yeah, so you're going to have to tell no. You're going to have to say no to like 700 people, and then like about 100 to 200 of those people are going to be like violently angry about that.
Also, you can't tell them come back tomorrow. We'll have one to sell tomorrow because they'd be like, sell it to me today.
Yeah, like that's not how that works.
I want to be the GameStop that gets none, so I can tell them shove.
If you're waiting until now to try to get one, like you should have started trying. Yeah, you should have started trying back in July.
But I need it for my kid's Christmas. Well, kid's gonna be sad.
That's why. So another big reason I got the Switch OLED, I was like, I'm probably gonna buy one for Christmas if I don't get one at launch, and that means I'm not gonna get one at Christmas because good
Yeah.
freaking luck trying to get one at Christmas.
Christmas is not when you get the consoles.
Yeah.
You better have had it.
And it's different
Ready.
if it's not this current situation of you can't
But
find
this is
anything.
like the Wii
Yeah.
at launch.
Yeah,
where
or like
everybody wanted one for Christmas and nobody got one because
yeah, like it was already going to be a bitch to find if it was a normal year of this hardware launch. Like it would be hard to find just because it's new in general, but now it's extra hard. It's like expert mode, expert plus mode. So yeah, okay. Finishing topic. Zelda Game & Watch is out. I know you haven't really, so I'll take the reins on this.
I've looked at what's on it, but yeah, you can.
So first off, big ups on them for including a display in the box, and I don't mean a screen. I mean like a thing
I like
that holds the Game & Watch. On the back, there's little flaps that will fold and click together and set up like a picture frame. And it's got a little Zelda emblem next to it, and you can fit it in. It fits right on my shelf. They should have done that with the Mario one. I'm so glad they did, because it's like it's mostly what that is. Like you pull it off like the shelf once a year, maybe twice a year. Like mess with it, like charge it, make sure the battery stays fine or whatever. Maybe keep it around for a couple days and play some Zelda. And then you'd also take it off to show people that don't know about it. But other than that, I mean, like it's way better than staying in the box, like what my Mario one has done. So now I'm trying to retroactively figure out how to display my Mario one in the same way.
Maybe someone will make it on Etsy, or
I could probably just get one of those like photo holders. It's got like the two hooks on the side.
Small.
Yeah,
but they're like $5, and what's that story? Hobby Lobby has them like out front.
Yeah, if you get like a 3x5 folder holder or something, that would probably work for that.
Got it.
But
it's all nice and clean now.
So yeah, it comes in that, which is a big plus. The game selection is way better, mostly because Link's Awakening is on there. That was a big move to put Link's Awakening on there.
One really good game.
Yeah,
and two
like
great.
One okay, one that's like pretty much don't play it unless you know what you're doing. Like if
that's a fair. Like Zelda 2 is actually a good game, just not.
Don't go in and yeah, don't like people that want to go back and experience the old Zeldas. You do not need to start. Like don't go into Zelda 2 without knowing what you're doing, because that game is unfair and ridiculously complicated compared to.
I would never recommend Zelda 2.
I would recommend Zelda 2 for people that have played some Zelda games and want something crazy.
But not like start.
Yeah,
I wanted us to recommend one to start either. First 2D, Link to the Past, Link Between Worlds, absolutely. That one's phenomenal as a
newer
2D.
ones are a lot easier to recommend as well than older ones. But if you had to pick those three that are on the thing, I'd definitely go with Link's Awakening for sure.
Yeah, even though it's so weird.
It's so different I was like, story-wise.
That's the first one. Not like, as in, it's not DX and it's not the Switch one. It's
OG.
The one without.
Yeah, the original Link's Awakening. Yeah.
I was like, they didn't even sell this on any of the stores. Because the 3DS only sold DX, and the Switch obviously had its own.
Yeah.
And the Wii U didn't have one, so I was like, they're really pulling something out here.
And honestly, it might end up being a bit of a letdown if you play Link's Awakening and then try to go to some other 2D Zeldas. You're gonna get the same kind of gameplay, but like immediately jumping into a Zelda game with as heart-wrenching of a story as Link's Awakening is going to be jarring, and then trying to go to something else. Like, I'm not saying that the other games aren't going to be good when you play them. It's just like it's going to be weird to play a Zelda game and not be
to play your first Zelda games, and you were like, I'll try all of them, and then you'd probably like Link's Awakening because it's the most modern on here.
Yeah. And
then you are like, I beat it, I'm gonna play the other two. Well, the other two really don't have stories.
Yeah. And then, like most Zelda games, like a lot of Zelda games are dark and like they're motivating, but they're not like incredibly sad, other than like Majora's Mask. So I would assume that if you started Zelda with Link's Awakening, you would probably end up liking Majora's Mask a lot, just because it's the only other game that really hits that same level of like horrifyingly
It's
sad.
probably like the horrifyingly sad, and I don't really subscribe to Link's dead in Termina. But it is sad because a lot of the characters are dealing with death and death of their friends and death of their family, and it's just a relatively sad experience that you live through Link's eyes. I love Majora's Mask.
Yeah, well, it's the
Wait,
same concept in both games of like the people around you don't really know what's going on. Like,
yeah,
and Majora's Mask, like they know the moon's falling, like they come to accept that, and it's part of the whole story and lore and shit that I won't get into here. But like
that is
they
still one
don't
of
know about what you're doing, and
yeah.
it's like the same thing with Link's Awakening. Like they don't really know what you're doing. They kind of do, like they hint at it, but that's mostly just to mess with you. Like they
Yeah.
really don't know what's going on. They don't know that they're not real or whatever. Like it's like the only other game that really
The
matches Link's
next one
Awakening kind
that's
of
like
energy.
it's also kind of sad, but it's not in the same way. It's probably Twilight Princess.
Yeah, in terms of dark, and it's like, that's not really
It's not
sad
really
as it's
sad
just like
though. It's just
dark.
dark.
Yeah, and like gruely
It
and
it falls in line with those because it's dark.
evil. I would say is a really good
Yeah.
term for that. But yeah, like most Link or most Zelda games are like epic adventures kind of style. So like,
Dude, I still want Spirit Tracks remade. I think I'd have a really it'd be a good time to play that one in HD.
that would be cool. And Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if you're going to do it, do both because they're in the same engine anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Game & Watch is way better than the Mario one. And
I actually also just think if you were to leave both in their box by side, this one's still nicer.
yeah, it's got more content in it. And also a really cool little thing I noticed that they never mentioned is that when you turn it on and you look on the back, the Triforce emblem lights up.
Oh my!
It's got
I
lights
gotta
in the back.
open this.
Yeah, open it up and turn it on and look at it's a very vague glow. Like it's not super bright,
Right,
but
which
but
is
it
about
does
what I was
glow.
expecting.
I'm not tripping. Like if you concern yourself, just like put your hand around it and like look in the dark, but it does glow, which is a really neat little thing. I actually I went and saw that and I was like, wait, does the Mario one do that? And I had to go look and like, no, okay, it doesn't. It's only the Zelda one. But
This one's like we got to finish our ideas for
yeah,
what we wanted to
that's
do.
like what the Mario one should have been in terms of like celebrating an anniversary. Like
I
I wish we got more content. Like at least Mario got other content,
it
but
drives me a little crazy that it's a lot of games in Nintendo's lineups. It's their big 5 anniversary. I kind of wish they'd done a few more of these. They could have easily done one for Metroid because
yeah,
it's got the games would be a little harder, I think, but you could easily throw.
you could at least do Metroid and Metroid 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2 would be the easiest to put on there.
Well, if you're gonna keep the same 2-button maximum
Yeah,
layout
right.
with start and select, then you pretty much have to do 1 and 2.
Yeah, I kind of like more of a. We remade the Game Boy for Metroid. Here's a special one with a bunch of games loaded. Oh, please give me that. That'd be
or a
so
Pokemon
cool.
one would be cool. Or
Yeah, but then you got to get the Pokemon Company not to be stingy
yeah,
for 5 minutes.
and also be like, will you put multiple games on here? No.
No, get out of the office.
Yeah, and speaking of Pokemon, we've kind of spoiled the talk because we've been talking about it the whole show. But Pokemon is out this Friday, and I don't really know what I don't know. I guess the topic was what are we most excited for, and I guess if I had to say, it'd just be like getting a second shot at this generation with a fresh make of the game and a fresh mind that is very far drawn from my memories of Gen 4. Maybe this will, be a different experience for me.
I generally like Sinnoh. I kind of wish we were getting the pacing of Platinum because I know the pacing's better because I've seen a breakdown of how the story pace works in the 2 versions. So
Yeah.
the fact that we're doing Diamond, which means we're getting Diamond and Pearl pacing. I don't know. But I generally like Sinnoh, so this is. I
Um,
wish. It drives me crazy. We'll see cool things again. I don't know if contests are in this game. I have to assume. I'm assuming they are, at least for now, until I'm sad that they're not. Um, but the underground was always cool to me, even though it's stupid. I always kind of liked it.
um, yeah, I don't know. Like I there's really not that I can say that I'm excited for other than just a fresh thing because I've tried to keep myself very withdrawn from all the
Fair.
information about this game. I'm trying to give it a fair shot, and I don't want to
I
go into this game pissed off about a bunch of things that other people are pissed off about because
yeah.
generally when it comes to Pokemon, I do not share the same opinion as the majority of the public. Um,
The only one I agree with, which is probably gonna stick around forever. I still hate that they removed the national dex. I hate that you can't put all the Pokemon in.
yeah, that is an issue. It's more
I
of an
just
issue with the older remakes. Like with new games, I'm okay with that. They're trying to be fresh,
it's
keep things different.
part
But like if you're
yeah,
gonna
but
go to
part
the
of my
remake, like the remake is a remake. Like there's a reason you're remaking the thing. It's because everybody liked it. Why are you?
part of the
Yeah,
reason I don't like the fact they won't do it though is because of as of right now you can't if you bring up all your Pokemon to Pokemon Home or whatever it's called. That's the Switch one, right?
yeah.
Home. Then a lot of your Pokemon are stuck on Home, and Home cost a lot more than Bank did because you can't move all the. That's the big reason I want one that can hold all the Pokemon.
So you don't have to pay for home. Yeah.
Yeah, so you aren't stuck. If it was what Bank cost, okay, but it doesn't. It costs.
Is it confirmed that these games don't support cloud saves? I would assume it's like all but confirmed right now. I
I'm
mean,
gonna say probably because Sword and Shield don't
Sword and
have
Shield
cloud
don't.
save.
Let's Go doesn't.
Let's Go does it,
Um,
and I lost all my save data for them, and now I'm sad.
but like they haven't come out and said. Usually, like
I'm
that'll.
gonna assume probably
I'm gonna
though.
assume not, because I just don't want to set myself up for heartbreak because Pokemon Company's good at that. But that's also status quo for Pokemon companies to not support cloud saves. But
I don't see it.
I'm shocked that no
Maybe
one
they'll
said
do
anything
the
about it.
Animal Crossing thing. I wish they do the Animal Crossing thing at the very least.
Yeah, like I really don't. I just don't get
I'm
it.
like, this is good enough. You just got to do this, and they're like, no.
The and like the really thing that bothers me with Pokemon is like people are gonna hack the game and get the Pokemon they want regardless of if cloud saving is an option or not.
Right,
Like
so
I
let
hope you
me cloud
realize. So
save.
let me. I like we're paying goddamn $80 a year for this family plan for cloud saves, and we can't even use it on like some of the biggest titles in here. Why doesn't Pokemon support it?
Most of the RPGs have it, but not the one that I'm like, if I lose my data, I cry on this
Not like
one.
the Nintendo RPG that is Pokemon.
Yeah.
You-
I mean, I've got others, but they're all like, yeah, we support cloud saves, and it's like, I know.
That's so frustrating.
Look, the only game Nintendo's made, and they're like, this does not support cloud saves, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. It's 1-2 switch. I'm like, who needs cloud saves for one two switch? You spend 5 seconds, you unlock everything.
Yeah, literally. Um, I'm also kind of excited I didn't I kept myself from buying the dual pack because without the
Okay,
steelbook it's literally
good
pointless.
for you because I've
Literally
argued over it. I
pointless.
have enough cash to buy it though.
Yeah, I mean I could buy it if I wanted to. It's just like without the steelbook there's
There's
literally
nothing
zero reason.
cool.
Target already canceled their things. I don't trust any company that will withhold their promises of like
Giving the
D
bonus
minus items like pins or
if it's
writing
not
pins
in
or
the
yeah.
box.
Yeah, and like the only thing you get from buying the dual pack is like 200 Pokeballs or something,
I don't need that.
which
I
like
need
I'm
something
I'm
cool.
gonna buy Pokeballs in the game anyway. Like why?
I don't know.
Um,
There's a part of me that's like, if I really want to suffer, really, 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 really suffer. to get $10 off, I'll go to Walmart. But then I have to suffer at Walmart.
Yeah, and then you have to go to Walmart, bro. Let me tell you this.
And then talk to an employee, and they're never there, so it's like, oh my
Well, my Walmart doesn't even have any games on the shelves anymore. It's weird.
god. Oh.
They're empty. They've
Hey,
been empty
so you
for
gotta
like
convince the employees to go to the back?
if they even have them there. I don't know why they removed them. I like they still have PS4 and Xbox One games on the shelf, but no Switch games. Doesn't make any sense.
Man, it's bad
But
enough to try to convince them to come over and get you the game out
yeah.
of the.
So I went to Walmart like a couple days before Halloween for my biannual Walmart visit because Walmart has
Right.
something that I need and no one else does. So
Right.
I went to
Sounds
Walmart.
about right.
Yeah, we're looking for a pumpkin. Okay, Target didn't have any pumpkins. So Walmart was like across the street. So
Like a plastic pumpkin or a real
like a real pumpkin to go like to carve.
That's usually grocery stores that have those.
Yeah,
like
well,
Kroger.
ours is a super Target, which is a grocery store and a Target. So
Ah.
we're like, it's a white people store. They've got to have pumpkins, right? That's like the thing. So we go there. They didn't have any pumpkins. Walmart was across the street. We're like, okay, we'll go to
Lame.
Walmart. So first off, I noticed that Walmart has a sign on their door at ours that says, "Please refrain from openly carrying a firearm," which made me die inside. That was hilarious. Anyway, so walk into Walmart and we find the pumpkin buckets, like the gigantic cardboard things on pallets
Right.
full of pumpkins.
Where the
One of them was
pumpkins are
empty.
squished.
One of them was empty. The other one had like 4 pumpkins in the bottom that were like overripe and rotting. Like it was
Ow.
wet. Like the bottom of the thing was wet. There was mold on the pumpkins. And I was
Nope.
like, how the hell did someone let this? Like this has had to sit here for a good while. The freaking
I love
mold
the smell
and
of rotting pumpkins.
in the Walmart. I was so disgusted. There was like one fine pumpkin that was not rotting or overripe. I picked it up and I was like, nope, put it back down. Left the store. We ended up going
Burned
to like
your hand,
we ended
right?
up going like 10 miles away to the Kroger that we go to sometimes, and they had pumpkins, thank God. But yeah, so this is why I don't go to Walmart. That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Like just sitting there, and like
Ugh.
no one was even thinking about cleaning it up. Like it had been there for a while. Bro, it was nasty. Anyway,
Sounds like
don't
Walmart.
don't shop at Walmart, people.
Dude, I don't want to hate Wally World, but they make it hard. They do everything to be like, "Do you hate us yet?" Yes.
Well, yeah, when I was a poor freshman, I definitely shopped at Walmart all the time. But then I started really hating companies, and Walmart was at the top of that list. And then every time I get into Walmart for like the past 2 years, it's disgusting in some form or another. And the pumpkin situation really put it over the top. Like that was straight nasty. So I really hate going to Walmart. Anyway, that's I think that's gonna wrap it up for here. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with the 2-man show this week. We appreciate it. Be sure to tune in next week. We talk about Black Friday deals, and share us with a friend. We post every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube.com/StormwindGames. And yeah, we'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.